Thank you.
Today's lesson, I think, will help with that, with making sense with that. Okay, good question. All right, Sam, I think I heard your voice next.
Yeah, for number 8, I got 12.
That's fine.
Instead of 11.
That's close to that, so that's okay.
Okay.
All right, Ellie.
I didn't put like I didn't know we were supposed to put like 0.3s, like 8.3 or like 2.0.
Okay, did you get an answer that was close to that?
Yes.
Okay, then that's fine.
Okay.
I'm flexible with that. Henry. I can't hear you, Henry. You gotta unmute. All right, I think I unmuted you. Maybe.
So on the rounding part, did we need to do rounding, or could we have done front-end estimation as long as it was close to the end?
I would prefer you to practice doing both. Okay. All right, Molly, I see your hand raised. I can't hear you. I'm gonna unmute you. Okay.
So if you use front end estimation and you got like 10, would you do 1.0 or would you do 10.00?
Which number?
I'm just saying a random one.
Well, it depends on where the decimal point is. And I also think about, so if like all of them are in like cents, like in the tenths and the hundredths, then it would make sense for a number to be 100, right? Mm-hmm. So today's lesson, I think, will help clarify some of those questions. Okay. All right, I'm gonna lower your hand, Molly.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Any other questions? Olivia.
I don't have a question about the homework, but I have a question on what lesson are we doing today? Are we doing 10-4, 10-5?
On the to-do list, it said 10-5.
That's okay.
Are you guys doing okay? I know there's a couple new people here that I have not seen yet on Zoom. Are you guys doing okay going to the main, and this is for language arts too, go to the main page to find the to-do list every day, and then that'll take you, some things will be the assignment tab and some of them will be like in your book. Because we're trying to do a healthy dose of things that are outside of technology, because we understand that a lot of you are sharing or having to share with siblings. So we're trying to be mindful of that.
Yeah, it's up to oh yeah, it fits.
All right. Any other questions? All right. Let's go ahead and get started. We are on 10-5 today. I'm going to get myself set up here. And then remember that everything, I always add everything. I create a video. I have a YouTube channel. I feel like I sound like funny when I say that. So all videos, all of our lessons will be on there. So if you need to review anything before you take the quiz, all those videos are on there. Also, I think I'm going to start doing this next week. On the days that we don't have lessons, I'm just going to have my Microsoft Teams open, which I usually do most of the day. I know the coders did this where they had a question, so they just Microsoft Teamed me, and I was able to meet with them one-on-one to answer some questions. So if you want to do that at all, I'll just have like my office hours, and if you want to call me at all during that time, and if you go to the left side of Teams, it has calls and you can call me that way. If you have questions and you don't want to have to go through your parents to ask me questions, if that makes sense, through email, you can call me that way. So I'll start adding that to the to-do list. So just keep your eyes on that, and I'll offer those times. And I'll be free to answer questions. I'll be near my laptop the whole time. All right, so I'm going to switch to screen. And I'm going to be on 10-5. And let's go ahead and be on page 30 and write down the objective for today. Okay. Hi, coders. If you are not muted, make sure that you are muted. I think, Henry, we need to mute you. Okay, thanks. John, did you have a question?
Yeah.
What's up?
I was wondering, like, I put for the objective, I can use an algorithm to add decimals to hundredths.
I changed the objective slightly. Just
Okay.
because I felt like algorithm, unless you know exactly what that means, it's kind of confusing, but essentially what we're doing today is what I have on my screen.
Okay. Thank you.
Good question. All right, so the objective is I can add decimals to the hundredths. So we are going to be doing this process. So the last few lessons have been leading up to this point of being able to add to the nearest hundredths, and we're going to move next week into thousandths, and then adding with money, and then we're going to take our first little test. I kind of want to call it a quest. And we're going to try that out. It's not going to be near as long as our normal test because I just don't think that's realistic to do at home. So more information to come on that. I'll probably be finishing, we'll be finishing the next couple lessons next week and then move into the test the next week. So, all right, so let's get started. Thumbs up if you have the objective and the notes started. Awesome. Good job. Samuel, can you hear me okay? I think, yep, perfect, awesome. Oh, hi, Savannah. Savannah's getting connected here. All right, let's see here. Ellie, would you mind reading the question or the problem for today?
Sure. Brian went grocery shopping with his dad. The receipt shows part of the produce they purchased. How many pounds of onions did they purchase altogether? To find the total number of pounds Brian and his dad purchased, determine the sum of 0.37 and 1.26.
Very good, thanks, Ellie. Let's do snaps for Ellie. Awesome, thank you. When it says all together, so when it says how many pounds of onions did they purchase all together, will you show me what you're with your arms, what operation that is asking you to do? Awesome. It would be addition. Very good. And also sum is that little clue too. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and type this out quick because it'll just be way faster. Here are the steps that we need to do in order to decimals. Okay, and then we're just going to do a few problems together. All right, so the first step that we're always going to do is we're going to line up the decimals. Okay, and the second step is put zeros in, actually we won't do it for this one, so we'll be okay. So line up the decimals, 2, we're writing that down there. Okay, so line up the decimals, and then we're going to add going from right to left, regroup if needed. Oh, I missed a step. That's why I was like, gosh, this doesn't look right. Step 2. Sorry. Step 2 is bring the decimal down. I was like, gosh, I'm forgetting a step. Bring the decimal point down. Okay, so line up the decimals, bring the decimal point down, add going from right to left, and regroup if needed. You guys are doing a nice job writing these steps down. So there's 3 steps to be successful in adding decimals. All right, so let's go ahead and do the problem that Ellie said for us. And we were going to do 0.37 or 37 hundredths plus 1.26. Notice, so for step one, I'm going to do in purple here. I'm going to line up the decimals. So those decimals should be lined up. So if I had 0.3 and 0. Maybe if it lets me, 432, I'm still going to line up the decimals like this. I'm not going to have them misaligned, if that makes sense. So this would be the wrong way. Okay, that's not lined up. We want that. Okay. So we're going to line up the decimals. And next step is to, I'm going to do this in blue. Move this down a little bit. Bring the decimal down. So I'm going to put the decimal point right here because in my answer, that's where the decimal is going to be. Okay, so that's in blue. And then I'll do in green, add going from right to left. So I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to move this way. Okay, so 6 plus 7. We have a question. Oh, you guys, I don't want to see movement in the group chat unless it's a question. All right, so now we're going to go from right to left. Okay, so 6 plus 7 is 13. Would I write it like that? No. We would carry over the 1. Okay, so we would carry over the 1. If it's more than 9, you're going to carry over that 10 spot. Okay, and then we would do 2 plus 3, which is 5, plus 1 is 6. Do we need to carry anything over? No. And then 1 plus 0 is 1. So the answer would be $1.63 or 160. I think this is in pounds. So 1 pound and 63 hundredths. So 1.63 lbs pounds. All right. Let's go ahead and I know it's kind of hard, but we'll do it in our spots here. Usually we would stand, but we're going to do whole brain teaching here. All right. So ready? And you can repeat it. I'm going to make it full screen so you can see me here. All of us can see each other. You guys see each other there? Maybe. Some of you. All right. So let's go ahead and do mirror. Repeat it back to me. Mirror. Mirror. Line up the decimals. Bring the decimal down. Add from right to left. Line up the decimals. Bring the decimal down. Add from right to left.
Add from right to left.
Mirror.
Mirror.
All right. Let's see if we can do it. So let's do it all together. Why don't we all unmute ourselves right now and let's do it together. Ready? Let's say I'm all together. Ready? Go. Line up the decimals. Bring the decimal down.
Bring the decimal
right
down.
Left.
Add from right to left.
Left.
Woo! All right, here we go. All right, let's go ahead. I'm gonna everybody mute back up there, and let's go ahead and keep going with our examples. So make sure you mute your thing here. All right, so let's go ahead and go through another example here. And as always, you can use your visual example. So below it says use a model to check. You guys know how to do that. We've practiced that. All right, so let's go ahead and write the problem out. So we're gonna write it in red. All right, and let's go ahead and do this. We have 2.2 plus 5.5. So first we're going to line up the decimals. So I'm just gonna circle that in purple. So I lined up the decimals. They're gonna be directly below. A good strategy to use in this chapter is if you use, I don't have line paper. Oh, I do have line paper. If you use line paper,
This.
you could do this.
I just use graph paper.
Yep, graph paper is really good too. Like this. If you move the paper sideways, it helps the numbers, like I call it, stay in their lane so that you keep the numbers nice and organized. Okay, so that's a really good strategy to use. You can do all your homework sideways too. All right. Continuing on, we're going to bring the decimal down. So we're going to bring that blue down there. And then we are going to add going from right to left. So 5 plus, so we're going to start, oh, we don't want blue, we want green. So we're going to start on this side, so it'd be 7 and then 7. And the reason we go from right to left is if we regroup. If we don't get into the habit of that, then we could potentially get a wrong answer within that.
7.70 is the answer.
Let's go ahead and mute if you are not muted right now. All right, let's go ahead and move on to number 2. I'm gonna call on different individuals to kind of help me walk through this. We have 0.63 or 63 hundredths plus 3 hundredths. What would be that first step? Joe? I'm gonna unmute you. Maybe. Do you want to try unmuting yourself?
Line up the decimals.
Very good. Awesome. And then we're going to, can you show me with the hand movement what the next thing is? Hand movement. Show me hand movement. Bring the decimal down. Very good. So we're going to do that in blue. Nora, what's the next step?
You add from right to left.
Good. So what am I going to add first? What 2 numbers? Nora, what 2 numbers?
I can't see them because the video things are cut off.
Uh-oh. Can you see now? Oh, no.
Yeah, wait. Something plus
Stick. Move the stick.
3.
Yeah, you can move the bar.
The what?
3.
You can move so there's stuff up
camera
there
stuff.
that, so if you push the single bar, it will show the person who's talking, or you could go like the big box where all different people are in there, so it shows, so that you know.
Can you see me?
Yeah, but I can't see like the numbers.
Can see my screen share?
We can, but where everybody's lined up, numbers are blocked. I moved it, so
You can move it from the left to the right, so then you can see
Yeah.
move it to the bottom.
If you press something, usually there's something up there that says switch to screen share.
Yeah.
It does have screen share on mine though. Okay, anyways, so we're looking at this. Nora, what for number 2, what would be the first 2 numbers that you would add then? It would be good. I see your answer. 3. She said start with a 3. So 3 plus 3 is
6.
6. And then 6 plus 0 is 6. And then 0. So the answer would be 0.66 or 66 hundredths. Go ahead and try number 3 on your own. John, did you have a question?
What?
Did you have a question? Your hand is raised.
My hand is?
Mhm.
Oh no, I forgot to lower it before.
Okay, Ella, question?
You won't touch anything with your hand. How?
Ella, did you have a question? You have to unmute yourself.
No.
You go. No? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do this one. I'm hoping you can see it. Can you see this, Ella? Wait, wrong color. 4.42, can you see that? Yeah, okay. Plus 5.54. Okay, so first we're gonna line up the decimals. And then we're going to bring the decimal down, and then we're gonna go from right to left. Okay, so it would be 6, 9, 9. Do we have to regroup? Nope, we don't have to regroup for this one. How do we do? Thumbs up, thumbs aside, thumbs down. Awesome. All right, go ahead and try, get started working on 4 and 5. Actually, no. Let's do number 10. This one's kind of a tricky one. Do number 10. If we have a whole number, where can we assume the decimal is? If we have a whole number, where can we assume the decimal is?
Right after the whole number.
Good. Yes, that's correct. Okay, so if we're looking at this one, we have 1.53, 0.4, and if we have 10 or 3, we can assume it's like that. And another way, and Kate, you could do this too, 3.0 is fine, is the same thing as 3. Or you could just leave it as 3. Okay. Line up the decimals, bring the decimal down, 3. 4.93? Yes? Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and do an exit slip. If you do this problem and check in with me, go ahead and put your answer in the chat. If you'd like to stay on to do some more problems with me, you can do that. If you'd like to go on and do another thing, you can do that. So you have that choice. Our next meeting time, Sophia, please stop. Our next meeting time will be, let me think here, would it be Tuesday? Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. So we'll be meeting on Tuesdays and Thursdays. All right. And I will post that as well as a reminder. Once again, if you have any questions, definitely let me know. All right, your exit slip is number 5. Number 5. So once you finish that, you can post your answer in the group chat, and I will say yes or no.